So once again, good evening to all, and most welcome in our another session on the Kubernetes, which is the lab session. So before going towards the labs part, so once we review our first session, which we have covered. So just review in 30 seconds. So in this session, we have discussed about the type of the services. We have discussed about the three types of the IT services, and we have discussed about the virtualization and what is the difference between the virtual machine and a container. We have already discussed, and the difference between the Docker and the Kubernetes, and the history of the Docker and the history of the Kubernetes, and we have discussed the Kubernetes services provider like Google and Azure and AWS and Red Hat. These are the Kubernetes services provider, and we have discussed about the Kubernetes architecture, and we have discussed about the master and worker nodes as well as its components, and we discussed about the Kubernetes objects. So objects are the like pod, PVC, daemon set, stateful set, replication controller, replica set, config map, and secret. These all are the objects of the Kubernetes. So in the next part, we have discussed about the quota, tent, and the services role. We have discussed the difference between the Kubernetes, replication controller and the replica set. And we have detailed discussion over the services. There are three types of services: cluster, IP, node port, and the load balancer. With an example, we have discussed in the first session, and we have discussed over on the namespaces, and the is the cluster setup. Cluster setup was got failed when we were doing it. So we will start from there where we will stuck our installation got stuck. So we will start from there only, and after that the lab session we will discuss about the certifications like CKS, CKAD, CKS. So this will be discussed after the lab session. Okay, so now I'm going. So my screen is visible now.
Yes, visual.
Okay, okay. So now we are coming in the AWS account, because as I have already told you that we can set up our lab on the physical machine, or we can create our machine cluster on the virtual machine, as well as on the um, public cloud. So I am using here the public cloud, which is AWS. So this is my setup is which is already ready to use, but I will not work on that. I will try to create that session which was stuck in morning session. I will try to get it up, and if we will not succeed to get it up, then we will do the practice on this setup. Okay, so that session was in our Mumbai region. So we will go to the Mumbai region, and we will click on the EC2 dashboard. These instances are in stop stage because I have stopped these instances after the first session. So now I'm going to start. It will take few seconds to getting up these virtual machines or these instances. Master node got up. So in our cluster, we are taking an example of the one master node and the two worker node.
In one master node, how many number of nodes we can set up?
It is up to you as per your requirement. But
Is
for
there
the
any limit?
practice purpose, we are taking here the one master node and the two worker. In the real in an actual scenario, there could be a multiple master node and the multiple worker node. It depends on your cluster size and the load on your cluster.
Is there any no limit?
No limit.
The project requirement basically.
Yes, yes. So we will access this machine through our putty. We will copy the IP address, the the public IP address of this machine. We will paste here and we'll browse the key. So its key is in download section.
Uh,
Just,
Hello.
yes.
So is there any combination like suppose we are using one master node and we are using two workers. So is there any combination like if we are using one master, so you can just use like two, three, four. Is there any combination? Yeah, we can use it.
No. There is no combination, but in actual,
Yeah.
master always should keep in the odd numbers like 1, 3, 5. So this is the convention.
Okay.
So let me increase the font size so that it could be visible to you easily. Okay, I think it is visible to you all clearly. Okay.
Now it's okay.
Here you can see your master node is ready. When I hit a command kubectl get node, then you can see the master is ready. At that time, the issue was in the script, the command. If I'll show you that script in the morning session, it was got stuck just because of the command. This command was creating the some issue. That's why so I amended, and now it is working fine. Okay. So now no cluster, no other node has include till now. You can see if I'm giving the command, this is the command to get the all the nodes which are working inside your cluster. So currently, if I am hitting this command, then only one node is reflecting. The one node is connecting with the in our system, in our cluster. So now we will add the worker node which are working here as a worker 1 and worker 2 in the cluster. So for that you have to take the axis and need to hit the few commands. You have to get ready your worker node. So worker node we have got ready. Worker 1 got ready in the morning session. We just have to join this worker in the cluster. So how we will join, I'll let you know. We take the access of this worker 1. You can see here the host name is master. Okay. So it is already mentioned in our script to change the host name. So here, this is the worker node. To identify which is the master and which is the worker node. So don't be confused. So here you can see the master root @ master, but in our other node here you can see the, let me give the sudo privileges, here you can see the root @ worker. So host name of this machine is
Worker.
1.
Raju, sorry to
Yes.
interrupt you. Raju, please change the font size as well for the worker node.
Yeah. I'll change. I'll keep it black so that we can
Yeah,
differentiate the master and the worker. Okay.
yeah, now okay.
Okay. So we have performed actually we have run this the script in this worker. So need not to run this shell script again. So this worker one is ready to join. So now question is that how it can be joined. When you will perform this this shell scripting, then you will get a token number, and that with the help of that token number you can join your worker in the cluster. So now our token number has we don't have the token number because in the morning session and we run this script, then we got the token, but right now it is not, we don't have. So what we'll do, we have a command, um, kubedm token list. Kubedm not working. Yes, here you can see the list of the tokens. Once the token is created, by default its life is 24 hours. So after the 24 hours, the token has got expired. Then you have to create another token to add the other worker node. So there is a command which you can use for the token. Here you can see we are not using the kubectl command, here using the kubeadm. So what is the difference between the kubectl and the kubeadm? First you have to understand. So we have already discussed about the kubectl. Kubectl is the command line utility which provide you to how to interact with the API server. We have already discussed in the first session. And kubeadm is what? Kubeadm is a tool which required to set up the cluster. Our cluster is having the multiple node, but multiple components. In master we have discussed about we have the API server, we have master, we have a scheduler, etcd and all. So with the help of this tool enable us to create all these pods with itself. Otherwise we have to create all these pods, all these components one by one with with by our end only. So kubeadm is the tool which is used to set up the cluster in once. No need to install etcd component and the scheduler and the controller and the API server. So it is just a tool. So it provide that token. So if I'll hit the enter, then we will get a token. This token is you have to run on your worker node. So you have to copy this and move to the our worker node, which is this one black screen. Here you can see the worker one, and we will paste this token and run it. Then it will be joined in our cluster. So it is getting to join. Yes. Yes. It has already joined, and it is saying hit this command kubectl get node to know that this node is joined in cluster or not. So we will perform this command in the master node kubectl get nodes. Then you can see our worker node has joined in our cluster, worker one only, not worker two. Okay. So likewise, we will join our worker 2 as well. So for this, we will take the access of worker 2 with the help of putty or mobile term, whatever you want. So we are taking here the putty, or we will browse our key. So our key is this, and open. Accept. Username is CentOS because we have taken the image of CentOS. So default username is CentOS. We will provide the sudo privileges here, sudo and set the cd. Here, what I need to do, we have to got ready uh, this node to get join in the cluster. If I will hit this command in this worker 2, then it will not work. If I'll perform this command, then it will not work because it is not ready to join. So how it will get ready to join? I will perform, I will the some set of commands with the help of the shell scripting, then this node will be able to join with our in our cluster. So for that, we will create a file worker2.sh. I will press enter and then I will copy this shell script and will paste inside this. So this is the set of commands. I will save it and exit. If we'll do ll, then you can see our shell script is ready, but it is not executable. So for playing the shell script, you have to your file could be executable. So we will change its mode, chmod plus x for executable and worker.sh, worker2.sh. Now if you will do ll, then you can see here the executable permission are available right now, but before that these are not. So the color of the script has already changed just because of the this become the executable. So we will run this script like this and hit the enter. It will take few seconds to get it ready. Yes, now it has completed. Here you can see the message, your worker node is ready. Please take the worker node join. Please take worker node join. Break the command to join the inside the cluster. So now our worker node is ready. Worker 2. Here you can hit the command host name. Then you will see it's a worker node 2. So here we have two worker node. This one is the worker node 1 and this one is worker node 2. So let me increase the size of this font in the worker node as well. Apply. Yes. So this is the worker node 1, this window, and this window is for the worker node 2. Okay. So this worker node is still not joined. You can check by hitting the command kubectl get node in your master node. Then only worker 1 is joined. So what we need to do, we have to perform this command because it's a token number to join in the cluster. So we will perform this command in worker node 2, then worker node 2 will join in our cluster. So it is getting to join.
Hello.
Yes, please.
Suppose every time we need to create the token number if we wanted to join on the cluster. Yeah, one time we.
Whenever you want to join a worker in the
Okay.
cluster, then you can create your new token number, because otherwise your old token number could be expired.
Okay. One time we can create only one token number.
Yeah, no. You can create multiple token numbers.
Okay.
It is necessary to put for both the workers same token number, or we
No,
can
it is
put
not. No,
different
no, no.
different.
It's not necessary. If you will delete this token number, then there is no meaning that your worker node will be exit from this cluster. This is the use for the just time entry, just one time entry.
No.
Now,
Can we use different token number
yes,
for the different nodes?
definitely you can use. Okay, so this is saying the your worker node 2 is already now the part of the our cluster. So we can check by hitting the same command. Here you can see there are three nodes: master, worker 1 and worker 2. Okay, so I think there is no confusion right now till now. If you want to see the IP addresses of your worker node, then you can type here the kubectl get node -o y. Then you will see the IP addresses. It is not clearly visible. Let me hit this command again. Here you can say the IP addresses of your master node and the worker node. Okay, so same command, if we'll put the option -o white, then you will get the complete detail. So you can see here that we are using the Linux CentOS Linux on the all nodes and the kernel version as well. Okay, so what is the version of the Kubernetes? So version is v1.26.0. So our cluster is got ready. So is there any question till now, or should we proceed for the further commands? Okay, I think no question. So now we will perform some commands. First, I told you there are so many resources in the Kubernetes. In the presentation, I already told you. Here, there are so many the objects, or you can say the resources, which make the Kubernetes very dynamic. Okay, so Kubernetes basically the containerization technology is not the future the technology, it is a present technology. So everyone should know about this if you are in the industry. So if you will hit this command kubectl get kubectl API, sorry. So we need to close this worker 1 and worker 2 because we not use these worker, because all the tasks will be performed, all the commands will be performed from through the our master node. So if we will hit this command, clear the screen, then you will get all the resources of the Kubernetes which have the different functionalities. Yes, this is the list of the Kubernetes resources. Okay, so these are the short form of this resources. If the component status is CS and config map CM endpoint EP, you can see the for the services SVC, and for the let me um, grab -I RC. Here you can see the replication controller. Its short form is RC. So you can hit the command with the complete name replication controller, this one, or with the RC. Okay, so these are the resources on just to show you, and we will create our pod. So first we will check the pods. Is there any pod in our cluster is running or not? kubectl. All command will be start from the kubectl because it's a command line utility. I have already told you. Get pod. If you will see, there is no resource found because no pod is still created. Okay, so we will hit another command, the namespace kubectl get namespace, or in short you can write here ns on the place of namespace. It's a short form of ns. You will get the same output. So by default there are 4 namespaces are there in our cluster. Default namespace, whatever we will create any object like pod, like the any controller or any service, without specifying the name of the namespace. All those objects will be created inside the default namespace. So if you will see, so by default it is searching. If I'm hitting the kubectl get pod, this command, then it is searching in the default namespace. If you will mention the namespace, suppose cube system here, this one, then you will get few pods. Let me clear the screen first. Then you will get some pods. You can see here the scheduler, which is the component of the master node. You can see the API server, you can see the etcd. So these all are working inside the pod. Okay, so by default the every objects will be created in the default namespace. Suppose now I'm going to create a pod. So to create a pod, kubectl run. Suppose the name of the pod is test, and I am using the image because every pod required the image to creation of pod. So you have to specify the image. I'm taking here the nginx image. If I'll hit the enter, then a pod should be created. Let me check. Yes, you can see the pod test is created. How you will check? kubectl get pod. Yes, you can see here the one pod has created. The name of the pod is test. Let me open one more duplicate session.
Hello, Rajiv bhai, upper one command is also for the pod, correct?
Sorry,
Upper command.
this command.
No. Before this, which command you have fired, that also give the some status of pod, correct?
I am not able to understand which command.
Yes. This command.
This
What
one.
this command
Yes,
giving?
yes. Yeah. This command is showing you all the pods which are running under the namespace cube system.
Okay. And now what is
Okay.
the change in this pod?
This is the, if I am not specifying the namespace, then it is checking the pod which are running inside the default namespace, as I already told you.
Understand.
Got it? Okay. So here.
Hi Rajiv.
Yes.
If Rajiv,
Yeah, please.
if it is in the running status, so what it mean? Matlab, it is an API or the kubelet?
Sorry, I'm not getting you. What you are asking?
Okay, so once pod is in a running state, means it is not completed. Okay, which means it's a running status. So what it mean? Where it is currently? Because pod once is completed, they need to deploy them inside the node, na. So if it is running.
Yeah, it is running inside your cluster. If you want to check where it is running and what is the IP address of this the pod, then you have to hit the command kubectl
It is
get.
currently running on the master node, right?
Sorry.
This pod is currently running on the master node.
No, it is not running on master node. Let me check where it is running. Okay, so kubectl get pod -o while. When you will hit this the command, then you can see this test pod state is running one by one. One by one means there is a pod, inside pod one container is running, one container is there and which is in running state, and the age of the pod is 2 minutes and 25 seconds right now, and IP address of this pod is this one, and it is working on the worker node 2. Got it?
Means have you specified anywhere means where we have to create this pod?
Yeah, it is decided by the scheduler.
Okay, not by you. Okay.
Yes, you can also decide. For that, you have to use the tent and the labels and the toleration, something like that. This is the a little bit
Understand.
okay. So currently, if we are not specifying any kind of the node, then it will be decided from the scheduler. Okay.
Okay. And scheduler take the permission from the kubelet of each node. Or yeah, it will directly schedule on the either worker
No,
node.
no, it decide as per the load.
Okay.
The traffic, how much traffic is on the node worker 1 and worker 2 and worker 3. So
Okay.
it is decided on the behalf of that. Watch kubectl get pod. Okay. So left side window, I keep it in watch. If the pod is got delete, kubectl delete. If you want to delete this pod, the name of the pod is test. Then you can see the pod is getting deleted. Here you can see the pod is in terminating state, and right now it has deleted. So if you want to create another pod, then kubectl run. This time you want to keep the
Rajiv,
name. Yes.
can we use create a option as place of run also?
No. Create option you can run for the if you are creating your pod with the help of the manifest. I will let you know
Okay,
further.
nice.
So from the command line utility, you have to use the run. Okay. So once I will hit the enter, then web pod will be created, and the output you can see in your left side window here. The container is in creating state. Now it is had created within a second. So this is so you can also describe the container to see the detail of the container. kubectl describe pod. The name of the pod is web. So if you will hit the enter, then you can see. Let me maximize this window. And
Pod is just like VM.
yes,
Okay.
you can see. So here you can say the name of the pod is when we hit the command of the kubectl describe web, then web is the name. It is working inside the default namespace. So the container ID is inside the pod. There is a container running. So what is the container ID and what is the image ID? So what is the state? So you can see all these things inside by hitting the describe command for the pod. Okay.
So, hello, hi, Rajiv.
Yes, please.
Suppose if we wanted to change anything in the like node one,
Mhm.
so how we can change? Like suppose anything will be wrong. So if you want to change anything, so how will change?
In node 1 or pod What are you
The
saying?
pod one.
Pod 1.
Yeah.
So if you want to change the pod 1, then there is a command edit. We will discuss for the edit later.
Okay.
So at runtime you can change the few changes inside the your container. So we will discuss about this. Okay.
Raju,
Yeah.
the nginx जो है, it is the image.
Yes, it
So
is image.
just मतलब I don't know कि what this is like a Q2 image or what?
No. Actually, it's an image. It is comprising the functionality of the your Linux, as well as a small application is running inside this image.
We can call it a container image, no?
Yes, it's a container image only. No, pod is not required image. Actually, whenever container will create, then it will require an image. Oh, let me
So
take another example.
how we get the image? This only just give this command and we call the image.
Yes, actually,
From where
by
we call
default,
this image?
yeah. This image, if this image is fetching from the Docker Hub by default, when we create the our
But we don't make any we don't make any connection between the Docker
we
and
have
here.
we have already done inside our the shell script. You can see here, this is the shell script. You can see we have created the yum repo. This one.
Sudo yum install.
We have installed the Docker and start the Docker engine. Okay.
It means inside the Docker, this nginx engine is available. Image is
Yes.
available.
Actually, path is available for the Docker Hub. So this is so in when you are creating the pod, then your internet should be working, because it is fetch this image from the internet.
As like we upload the image in the OpenStack and call from the CBAM, like that.
Yes. There you mention the credential of the CBIS.
Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Raju, can you please explain the steps of events, like how the things happening point to point for the events, like schedule, pulling, pulled, created, and start? I didn't understand this.
Not getting what are you
Events,
saying.
yes, events inside this below the toleration. Events points are there, no?
In this output, you are seeing events.
Yeah, events.
Where is it?
Yeah, this one only, yeah. So I am able to then understand that message successfully assigned, then pulling image, successful pull. The pulling
This
from,
one.
yeah, this one.
Okay. So actually, these are the steps one by one that are performing when the pod is creating. Okay. Let me run with the image of another image like Ubuntu or CentOS. Here we are creating another pod, web 1, and taking the image Ubuntu. And pod will be created, but it will not.
Yeah, Rajiv. How where we check which type of image available is here?
So lots of images are available on the.
Where we check this?
Yeah, you have to check. You have to go for the dockerhub.com website. You can check there. Okay. So this container is not getting in run in this pod. Why? Because the container required some running processes inside the container, then only it can run. But in Ubuntu there is no process is running, that's why it is not getting up. But nginx is an image where the few processes are running, so that's why if you will take the example, the image of the nginx, then the pod got the running state. So okay, you can see its event also, kubectl get event grep -i. Okay. our container is getting kubectl dot event. Okay, sorry. Here you can say the web one is not creating and having some issue, image issue. Okay.
Then
Now,
we can take another image.
yes, you can take another image, but if the process, any process will not the running, then that image will not work. Here you can see the example in the left side window. Here the one container is running, but another is not running. Here we take the image of Nginx. Here we take the image of the Ubuntu. Inside the Nginx, the process is running. That's why container is running. If the inside the image any kind of the process is not running, then the container will create, but it will not come into the running state.
No. You told me that in the Docker have a lot of images there, so we
Mhm.
can call any other images
Yes, you can
except
call.
the Ubuntu.
Hell, thousands of images are
So can you show me one more image?
available. But for that, you should have the correct name and the address of that image. I will let you know later how to check the image on the Docker Hub, and you can specify the path of that image or name. Then you can create the container, no issue.
Okay, then Rajiv, how we work inside the pod? How we
Inside the,
can work inside the pod? How we can work?
I'll let you know. I will let you know.
Okay.
Okay. So now we are going to delete the pod web and the web one. When I'll hit this command, then these pods which are running web 1 and web will delete. So you can say the if pod is getting delete, then what is the functionality of the Kubernetes? Okay, so if the pod is getting delete, it should be create. Why it is not getting delete? kubectl delete pod web. Okay, and web 1. Now both the pod have terminated because we create these pods as orphan pod. There is no controller on these pods. So that's why it got deleted. Now we will discuss about the controllers. One more thing I want to share you. Pod can be created with the command line as well as the YAML file. All the controller and all the services can be created through the YAML file. And in Kubernetes, that YAML file is known as manifest. So manifest is nothing but it is a YAML file which is used in the Kubernetes. Okay. Likewise, if you are using the Ansible, then you will see the name of that file. YAML file is playbook. If you are using the chef, then you will get the name the cookbook. Okay, and many more. So manifest is nothing but it's a YAML file to create the objects. So we will also create the object with the help of the YAML file. Once we will creating, first we will create these things from our command line. Okay, so we have created this, and label we will discuss. Static pod. Okay, kubectl create f. Okay, the namespace here you can see kubectl get ns. Then you will see all the namespace which is by default available. You can create your own namespace with kubectl create ns, suppose Nokia. So your namespace created. You can check here kubectl get ns. Then you can see here Nokia is created. Okay. So if you want to create your pod inside the Nokia namespace, then what you will do, you have to do kubectl run test -image is equal to nginx -n in the namespace name, which is Nokia. So this pod test is created inside the namespace of Nokia. If you will hit this command kubectl get pod, then it will not be reflect, because by default this command is searching the pod inside the default namespace, but our pod is inside the Nokia namespace. So what we will do to see this, you have to mention -n and the name of the namespace. You can see the under the namespace Nokia, it is working a pod which is test. Okay. So likewise, we can create all these objects by mentioning the -n and the namespace name. Now we are clear delete pod test -n Nokia. Now pod is has deleted from the Nokia namespace.
Yeah, Raji,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt you.
No. Sure. Yeah, please.
Need to drop now. Actually, may join another session.
Okay, no issue.
You can continue. You can proceed.
Yes. Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Raju, one doubt, bro.
Yeah.
You written kubectl create ns Nokia. You created namespace. Where it is gone? What are the path location? Didn't mention. I didn't mention anything. So how it will work?
So namespace you want to create inside your cluster, na? You are already working in your cluster. So this namespace created inside your cluster. So there is no need to give the path and something like that. It's just a like a logical boundary.
Okay. So, didn't mention any. What are the YAML file or all these things for this?
Yeah, you can create it with the help of the YAML file also.
Okay.
You can specify when you creating the namespace, you can specify the number of CPU can be utilized in this namespace, and the number of the RAM. So you can specify all these things when you create the namespace with the help of the YAML file manifest.
Okay. So now the test port is running inside the Nokia namespace.
Now it is deleted.
Okay. Yeah, you deleted it. Fine. Okay. We'll see.
Yeah, Raju.
Yeah.
In this scenario, where is the container part? Yeah, or the container is the pod. I like it.
Yeah, in the first session, I already told you container pod is nothing but a logical boundary, or you can say just a box of the container.
Okay.
You can see.
It means we can say the pod and container like same. I think.
Yes, you can say, but not same.
No, so if
Inside
somebody
the
asks me
pod,
where you made
no,
the container,
no. Inside
then
a pod, there could be a multiple containers. Here you can see in this picture, there is a pod. There is a node. This one is the node, and inside this node, 3 pods are working. In first pod, there are 2 containers are working, this one and this one, and in these pods, only one container is working. So if you are saying the container and the pod are same, then it will a little bit the wrong, because container are the different. So I already
no,
told
we can say that inside the one container, multiple pods is there.
no. Inside the one pod, there could be a multiple container.
Inside the
Container
one
pod is just a box of Kubernetes.
Okay.
Kubernetes is saying, I don't know the container, I can't manage the containers, I can only manage if the container will be inside my box, which is pod.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, got it.
Okay, thank you.
You will further explain how we work inside the container?
How?
No, how we work inside the container, how we
Yes,
work.
yes, I'll let you know. I'll
Okay,
explain.
okay, okay.
Okay, so we have done the namespace. Okay, created the namespace, kubectl scale replicas. Okay. So now we will do the controller, which is a replication controller, replica set, and the deployment. In this slide, you can see here, these are the replication controller, replica set, and the deployment. So we don't have the command to create the replication controller and the replica set. We can create these only through the YAML file. We can create the deployment through the command. So we will create the command. We will create the deployment through the command. So for that, let's clear the screen. kubectl create deploy. Name of the deploy. Name of the deploy is web server. Hyphen image is equal to nginx. Yes. You can see here in the left side window, the one pod is created. Okay. kubectl get pod. You can see one pod has created. You can also see kubectl get deploy. So there is a deployment created. Under that deployment, one pod has created. Like here, you can see on the pod, there is a deployment. It is a controller of the pods. So this is what? This is the web server is what? The name of the controller, name of the deployment. And under this, there is a one pod is working. If you want to scale, now you can scale out and scale in. For that, kubectl scale deploy and the name of the deploy, which is web server, and hyphen replicas is equal to, suppose you want 10 replicas under this deployment. If you will hit the enter, let me show this screen as well.
Raju, you mean to say that the web server is the controller of the pod?
Yes, web server is the controller of the pod.
Yeah.
It is the name of the deployment. Okay. When you hit the enter, then you can see in your left side window, the 10 container is 10 pods are getting ready. Yes, now all the pods have got ready. First pod was created before 2 minutes and the rest will be created in the 22 seconds. Okay, so likewise, you can scale your application here, and you can also scale in. If you are thinking the 8 pods is not required, so we required only 5, then if you will hit this command, then it will be decreased. Here you can see the few pods are getting terminated, now terminated, and you can see the 5 pods. So I already told you the replication controller, replica set, and the deployment is maintain the state of the pod and also use for the scaling purpose. So currently 5 replicas are working or 5 pods are working. Suppose if one pod is got deleted due to any reason, let me delete these manually. kubectl delete pod and name of the pod, which is this one. So keep watching. The name of the pod is here 696CX. So as per my knowledge, this pod will got delete and another pod should be created because it is working inside the controller. So let's see. Yes, pod is getting delete. Here you can see that pod, this one has deleted and another pod has created before the 13 seconds. So this is the benefit of the deployment. So I hope
If any data inside that pod,
Mhm.
what the automatically deleted, then
Mhm.
how we can recover that data?
Okay. So container image comprises all the applications. Container image comprises all the applications. If you are inserting anything after creation of the container, then that data will be lost. Otherwise, for the best practice, you have to mention all these things inside the image. When you are creating the image, then you have to all those things which is as per your requirement, you need to mention inside the image, then only uh, call that image for creation of the container or the pod.
No, if I make any configuration related to something inside the pod, then what about that?
No. If you want to do the any kind of the configuration, then you have to change the inside the image. Otherwise, your pod when will got delete, then your configuration will not work for the new pod.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, whatever
So,
the we need to any changes, first we need to change in the image.
yes. So with the help of that image, you can create your pod.
So
If
all
further,
the configuration is also need be put in the image.
yes.
But you told me that the image is default. All the images are default is available in
No,
the
these are the
pod.
default image. You can create your own image, na?
Okay, like SBC and whatever the images like.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
These are the default image which we are using. But you can create your own image as per your application requirement.
okay.
Okay. So if you will delete the pod, then automatically a pod will be created. If you will delete the deployment, then all the deployment will delete and all the pod will be deleted. Let's try. Kubectl delete
Raju,
deploy.
please
Yes.
don't delete. First, we
Mhm.
want to see that how we work inside the pod, how we can work inside the
Okay,
pod.
okay. For going inside the pod, you have to use the exec command, kubectl exec -it for interactive mode, and the name of the pod, and you have to provide a shell. Yes. Now you are inside the pod. Here you can see you are working in master. Now you can see
Yes,
the host name has changed.
yes.
If you okay, so you are in, you will do the ls, then you can see the all the directories which are inside your container will show you. Okay, so here if you want to do something, suppose cd where, and you want to create a file here touch abc. If you want to create a file, suppose want to create 10 files, then you can see here the 10 files. Just a minute, why it is not created? cd abc. Yes. So you can see the abc file already created, and this one is also created. Okay, so likewise we can work inside the container. If you want to come outside the container, then you
If
have to use.
if we want to install any other server or whatever any other applications, then also we can install here.
No, it's a server only, no? Container is what? Container is just like a virtual machine. What type of image you will install here, that kind of the server that will be made. Suppose you are having your website, then you have to mention all these things inside your the image, then it will run.
Okay, not okay.
Okay, so let me check what is the time. Oh, taking much time. So
Hey, Raju, if the pod is delete, then how we recover that? If we have make some files inside the pod, and if the pod is automatically deleted, then how we can recover this?
No, you cannot recover this. If you are creating, you are suppose there is a data inside your pod, then you have to use the volume, which could be the outside your container or
outside
your
volume.
pod. Yes.
We can attach outside volume.
Sorry.
We can attach the outside volume.
Yes, you can attach. Okay. So we have discussed about the pod, we have discussed about the namespace and deploy, and now how to create through the manifest. If you want to create a pod with the help of the manifest, then these are the few manifests we will create the pod. You are creating, if you want to create
The manifest means?
Yeah, already I have told you, if you are using the YAML file in for the Kubernetes,
Okay. With the help of the YAML file, we can
that,
create the pod.
that YAML file is known as the manifest. If you are using if you are creating the YAML file for the Ansible, then that file is known as the playbook. Okay, this is just a name. Let me delete first the deployment. kubectl delete deploy. The name of the deploy is what? I think web server. Okay, delete it. So now we will create the pod with the help of manifest, with the help of YAML file. For that, we have to create a file. Suppose name, you can put any kind of the name. There I'm keeping the pod dot YAML. Extension should be YAML. I and this. This is the syntax. If I will explain this syntax, then it will take much time. So I am not explaining much here. The kind is pod, so that means you can say this is the manifest for to create the pod. So metadata is that these are the details. Here you can see the container in the section of specs, the container, the name of the container, and the image, which will be used by the container at the time of the creation of the pod. Okay, now I'm saving this and will hit a command kubectl create -f and the name of that file, which is pod.yaml. Once I will hit this command, then pod will be created. Yes, you can see here kubectl get pod. So one pod is created. Its name is web server.
Raju, what's the purpose of -f?
Sorry?
What's the purpose of -f?
-f, it's a command.
Okay.
It's a command. You have to, if you are creating the
I think forcefully, I think.
Yes.
Forcefully.
It's a syntax of command. So this is the container. You can see here the pod, and one container is running inside the pod. Okay. Now we will.
So what's the difference of creating making a pod with the help of run command or with the help of YAML?
Actually, when you are specifying number of things inside your YAML, you can mention the number of things inside your YAML file. but if you will use the command line utility, then you will not able to mention all the things in a single command. Okay.
Okay.
So we will open this and we will delete the content of this. Now we will create a pod which will having two containers inside that. So here you can see this one is the first container and this one is the second container. Okay, so this pod is consisting two containers. We can hit the same command. Already exist. Okay, pod is already exist actually. So we have to delete that pod with the same name. kubectl delete pod web server. Yes, we check kubectl check pod. Here you can say there are two containers. It is getting created. It may few time. It may take few seconds to getting it ready. So by this you can deploy the two containers inside a single pod. If you want to create three containers, then you can mention third number container detail like this. So by this can be created in the pod. Now state is running, I think. Yes, here the both container are running. Okay, so let me delete it again. kubectl delete pod is the web server. Okay, it is deleted. You can also create the replication controller with the help of the YAML file. This is the YAML file for the replication controller, and this is the replica set. Here, let's take example for the replica set. vi rs.yaml.
Hi Raju. Is it
Yes.
necessary to remember all the YAML file?
No, it is not necessary. If you have to understand what is the syntax of the YAML file, so you can create it by yourself.
Means what are the what we call it structure of what are the branches inside these commands? We need to remember it, or we
Yes,
also
syntax you have to remember. Actually, YAML file, YAML is a language which uh, can you can say it follow the indentation actually.
Okay.
So these are the few rules which you have to follow for this. No need to remember this. So
As you copy it from the notepad, we can copy it from the Kubernetes IO documents, right?
yes.
In exam also we can
Yeah,
copy.
yes. In exam, Kubernetes website is allowed. kubectl create -f and create rs -f and rs.yaml.
Rajiv, in the exam, who will provide this scripting part?
I will let you know.
Okay.
After the lab session, I will discuss for the exam. Okay. kubectl create -f replica set. No need to mention the replica set. It's this one only. Yes. So there are 2 pods created inside the replica set. You can see here this syntax we used. Here number of replicas are 2. That's why here 2 replicas created. This one. Okay. You can also check the kubectl log of this pod. Logs. Yes. Welcome to Kubernetes learning classes. So this script is running inside your container. Here you can see there is a command which is having welcome to learning Kubernetes classes. So if you will check the log for that, you will see this. Okay. You can also describe the replication controller to check cpl describe RC, and the name of the RC is what? Is my RS. Yes. Here you can see the name of the replica set is my RS. Namespace is default. It is created inside the default. Label, we did not mention the label. Annotation, not mentioned. And by default name, the label of the pod is my name is equal to Bhupinder, and container. See, this command is running inside, and the image is Ubuntu. So container name is C00. Here you can see the C00. This one. Okay. So you can describe this thing as well. kubectl delete RS, which is my. You can also delete like the YAML file RS. Yes. Okay. So now we'll discuss a little bit about the tent. Where is it? Tent. It is in this sheet. Yes. So I already told you what is the use of the tent. Tent is used for to restrict the pod scheduling in a particular node. Suppose there are so many nodes are working in your cluster, and you are not, you don't want to schedule your pod on your master node because it is a very crucial node. So you can apply the tent. So how you can apply? How you can check your node is tented or not?
Bhai,
Yes.
I want to know here what will be the CNF.
CNF. CNF is a technology. You can say just like a VNF. VNF is virtualization technology, and the CNF is a containerization technology. It's a name only.
Okay.
kubectl describe.
The Kubernetes is based on the CNF.
Yes. kubectl describe node. If you will describe your node, then you will get that your node is tented or not. We will grab it because output will be big. And I think there is some mistake. kubectl describe node. Yeah, node name we not mentioned here. That's why it is giving the error. kubectl get nodes. Here these are the nodes. Now kubectl describe node and the name of the node. Suppose you are getting master and grep hyphen I and here you can see this is tented node. How you will check it is tented or not? Here it is mentioning no schedule. So the pod will not be created on this node. If you will check for the worker one, it will not be available. Here is none. There is no tent is available. Okay, so kubectl get rs. No, rs is not working right now. So let me create a deployment again so that I can let me check. kubectl create deploy test hyphen image is equal to nginx kubectl. Sorry, it's a mistake. Okay. Now scale it up. kubectl scale deploy test hyphen replicas is equal to 10. Okay. 10 replicas have created. Let me check it is created on master node or not. So for that you can use the command kubectl get pod -o while. Let me clear the screen and maximize the screen. Here you can see your all 10 pods scheduled on worker 1 and worker 2, not on master node. Why? Because master node is already tented, as already I have shown you. Okay, so I think you got my point. So now we'll delete it. kubectl delete deploy task. Now moving to further.
What is the meaning of tented means?
Sorry?
Tented, what is the tented meaning?
Tent, I already told you, tent is just to restrict the pod scheduling on a particular node.
Okay.
Okay. Now we will, in the last session, in our as per our PPT, we are on the, as we will check the content of this PPT. Here we mentioned the deploying a website inside a container. Okay, so here when we will deploy our website in a pod, then we will use the services like node port or the cluster IP. Okay, so now I'm going to deploy a website, so the picture will be clear in your mind how this containerization technology works. So for that, I'm going to create a deployment kubectl create deploy, and the name of the deploy is suppose web and hyphen image is equal to nginx. Sorry, kubectl.
Yeah, CTL.
Okay, so one replica is created. We will create another replica. You can see here one replica is created. We will scale it up. Kubectl scale deploy, and the name of the deploy hyphen replicas is equal to 2. So 2 replicas created inside our deployment. Okay, so now what we will do, we want to deploy a website inside the pod. Okay, so I told you in our first session, if you want to expose this website outside the cluster, then you have to create you have to use the services, which I told you here, the services like this. So if you want to communicate, if your pods want to communicate within the cluster, then we use the cluster IP. And if the pod want to go outside the cluster, then we use the node pod. So we will use here node pod. For that, we will use the command kubectl expose deploy, and the name of the deploy, and hyphen type is equal to node port, and hyphen port is equals to, let me check this command. Yes, 80 hyphen target port is equals to 80. So by this command, our deployment will be exposed for the outside the cluster. You can access this from the internet on the port number, which will be provided by the, let me 80.
Raju,
Yes.
whatever the command is this, it is the meaning that you are providing the port to web for the internet access.
No. Actually, this
Yeah.
port is used for the kube proxy for the internal communication, and this.
Yeah, it is the HTTP port, I think, 8080.
Yes. You can use another port also. We have I
Like
think
443 HTTPS.
yes. So and the target port is for your the container. Okay.
And
So
why
here,
we have used expose command here?
because we want to expose this web deploy outside the cluster.
Okay.
What is the meaning of expose? Means what we are going to do with the expose command?
Before hitting this command, my web deployment was not able to communicate outside the cluster, and these two pods are running in your cluster, but inside this pod your website is running. But your website, if it will not expose to the outside the cluster, then how, what is the importance of this? Suppose the facebook.com is running inside this, but it is not accessible from the internet, then what is the use of this?
Okay. Then we are providing here port.
Yes. So here we will hit the command kubectl get service. SVC is the short name of the service. You can use the service or SVC. Here you can see this is the default service every time it will run. This is the default. And this is the service which we have created, which is node port. Here you can see the type is node port. Okay. So this service provide us a port, this one. With the help of this port, we can access our website, but website is not still deployed. So we will go inside these pod one by one, and we will deploy the website on this, and then we will try to access it from the internet. Okay. So for that, kubectl exec -ip, and the name of the pod.
Rajesh, one more thing. This 8080 port is of pod web, and 32311 is of which port? Which port?
8080 on this port, traffic will come outside the cluster, and this port will route the traffic on this port.
Okay.
Okay. So now we are going inside the pod. So
Raju, can you explain the node port? You are making the type cluster IP already make node port.
yes. Actually, I have. Let me open this. Why it is not working? Actually, node pod is what I have already explained in our first session. So every node, every node of our cluster assigned by with this port, this one.
Can you show me previous
Yes, and suppose this is a master node and these are the worker node. Okay, so this is the master node and this is worker node, and these are inside a cluster. So if you want, if your pod, the pod will create inside the nodes, likewise this, okay, this and this. If your this pod want to communicate with this pod, or if wanted to communicate with this pod, means inside the cluster, then the cluster IP use service cluster IP is used. Okay, if you want to, if your pod want to communicate outside this cluster, this one, there's a big boundary, then you use
then node port required.
Then node port is required.
Then node port required. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. So now we are inside the our pod. Now we will host our website. So for that, do the cd usr and share and Linux and HTML. This is the basically path where you can host your website in the Nginx server. Here, this is a file index.html. Inside the index.html, we will write our code. So with the help of the cat command, we will write index.html. Here we will write our code. For that, I have written this here. This is the just a HTML syntax. Okay. Now we will. Sorry. Control D. So now we will exit from this, or you can see the content again of your file by the cat command. So now we will exit from the. So what is the content of this website? It will show hello world from the pod 1 website. Welcome to my website. This is the content. The website is developed by the Rajiv Shakya. So this is the content will be reflect in your browser. Okay. How it will be reflect?
How you select the pod 1 only?
Now I will select the pod 2. I will host the different websites on the pod 1 and pod 2.
Okay.
So you can check the how the traffic is moving from pod 1 once and then on the pod 2. Okay. Okay. We have deployed our website on first number pod. Now we will go inside the second number pod and we'll deploy the website. The process is the same. So kubectl exec -it and name of the pod, and we will provide a shell to open this container, this pod, bash hit enter. Now we are inside the pod 2. Here you can see that. So same process we will do. We will go to the USR directory and then share, and then nginx, and then HTML. Then we'll use the cat command and index.html. We'll hit the enter and we will write the content of our website, which is available in this. Okay. In the first pod, we put here welcome to hello world from pod 1. Here you can see the hello world from pod 2, just to differentiate. Okay. Now control DD and exit from this container. Okay. So
Raju, currently be inside the container, correct?
No, I'm not, right now I am outside the container.
No, not before previous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So our website is already has deployed, and we have exposed the our deployment. So I think our website will be accessible from the internet. So let's check. So you have to use the IP address of your node, any of node. Either it could be a master, either it could be the worker. Okay. So the public IP address and the port number. So what was the port number? kubectl get svc. So port number is 32311. Okay. Open the another page. IP address of your node and 32311. I think this is the yes. Hit the enter. It should be work. You can see your website is running inside the pod, which is pod 2. After some time, you will refresh it. Then the traffic will go on the pod 1. You can also check from your system, from your browser. I am giving you the IP address with the port name. You can also check your website. This website is running. Please check from your system and let me know it is working or not.
Yeah, Raju, working, showing pod 1.
Yes. So traffic is moving on the both pods. So now I refresh it. So traffic is moving towards the pod 1. So this is done by the Q proxy. Here you can see again the pod 2. So we host the different website on the both ports. That's why it is showing the different. If you will deploy the same website, then it will show. I just mentioned to differentiate how the traffic is moving. Okay. So I think it could be a little bit interesting to deploy a website on the pod. So you can also perform this by yourself. I'll provide the support to you if anyone is required. So
Raju, can you show once that what is the concept of cluster IP, how it is going point to point?
cluster IP is point to point means not
How the cluster IP communicate with the node, like what are the service ID inside the node and between the API, and how it is going. Because this
when you hit you try to access your website from the internet, so traffic is coming from this port. Okay.
Okay.
And after that, this port is mapping with this port. Okay. And
Yeah.
this port is mapping with the 80 port, which is we mentioned in the in the command.
Yeah.
Here you can see this one. This is the port for the container.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So traffic is coming from this port.
container is target where it need to go.
Yes. Okay. So you can also check with the other IP address of node. We have check with the master. We can check from the worker it is working or not. So you can open the another, and the port number is I think 32311. Yes, it is also working from the worker IP address. Okay, so this is the benefit of your node port IP, node port service. But issue is that suppose I am giving the IP address and the port number of the worker 1 to you, but after some time my worker 1 got down, then the website will not accessible for you. So for that the load balancer is come into the picture. In the load balancer we will configure all the IP address of the our cluster, and we will provide the single IP to the end user. So this is the concept for the load balancer service. Okay. So I think we have covered all the topics which we have given in our content slide. So question answer is already processed. So this is okay. So now we will take few minutes on this slide. Certification. So Kubernetes certification, whoever want to do the certification. So Linux Foundation is the foundation where is the organization which conduct the training and the certification. Sorry, this is the spelling mistake here. So certification on the Kubernetes. Okay. So if you will register your exam, then it will be registered on the Linux Foundation. Okay. So in the Kubernetes, there are three type of the certification. First one is CKA, Certified Kubernetes Administrator, and the second is CKAD, Certified Kubernetes Administrator Developer, and CKS, Certified Kubernetes Security Specialist. So these are the three certifications which comes under the Kubernetes. So for the beginner, you have to do the certification. You have to go for the CKA only. After that, if you want to go for the CKAD, or you can go for the CKS as well. So first you have to do the CKA before doing CKAD and CKS. Okay, and when you will give the exam, then if you will got pass, then you will get the certification like this in the next coming 24 hours. So here you can see this is my name, and I am a CKA certified. I have completed this on the 27th of August in this year.
Yeah, Raju, congrats again.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. So this is all about from my side for the Kubernetes. And one more thing I want to let you know: if your pod, if your one of node CPL nodes, if your any of node got down, then traffic will automatically shift it to the other node. This is the functionality of the Kubernetes, but it will take time 5 minutes, because by default time setting is 5 minutes. You can reduce it as per your requirement. Okay, so is there any question? I think we have few minutes to
Okay, suppose if a master one is down, then any of the worker can get the master rights.
No. If a master is getting down, that your cluster will completely be down. That's why we take the multiple masters in a cluster.
Okay.
For the high availability. Let me check if is there anything left. No, I have discussed all these things.
Okay. So as we go for the CK, so what are the steps which we need to follow as point to point?
One more thing I want to show you about the exam. So you will get the 17 questions. You will get the 17 question in the CK exam, but all those questions will be uh, based on the practical based exam, like this. You will get the question like this is the task. Create a new, you will have the lab there. You have to perform the commands on that lab. Proctor will be observe you how you are performing the commands. So this is the question. The create a new cluster role name. Cluster role name is this, and give the access of the deployment and stateful set. So this is the question number 2. Set a node name is this as unavailable. As unavailable means you have to, suppose you want to um, upgrade your node, then first you have to drain that node. All the pod will be shifted by hitting this command. All the pod will be shifted on the other working node, and that node will be drained. Then only you can perform the upgradation part of that node. So this type of question you will see in your CK exam.
So it means there is no MCQ question like we have to perform the lab
Yes,
and should be successful.
yes. It is not optional question by ticking this one on this one. You
Okay.
have to perform the commands. You
Okay.
can take the help of the Kubernetes.io website. It is uh, allowed in the CK exam. If you want to take the sample of any manifest, any YAML file, then you can copy the YAML file from the Kubernetes.io website, and you can modify as per your requirement. So it is allowed in exam. Okay. So
Okay.
this is all about
Yeah, Raju, what about the scripting that you shown before?
scripting to create our cluster.
Yes.
Yes. You want to know about this, or you want to
No. In the exam, what is the role of this?
No. There is no role of this scripting. This is just for to
Okay.
create the cluster for the practice purpose. If you will not create the cluster, your cluster, then how you will perform these commands?
So just these ideal commands we put in our AWS and prepare the nodes.
Yes, you can. So this is all about from my side. If is there any query, then you can ask me, or you can give the feedback. How was this session?
Nah, you're very good, Raju.
Thank
And
you.
friends, thank you very much.
Yeah, Raju, thank you so much. It's been a great, wonderful session from your side.